You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I'll like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. The silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. We have each other, and for that we have each other, and we will rise, we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Greetings, blessings, and welcome to Conversations that Fuel Your Journey. My name is Dee Sally, and I am the broadcast host. Today is Sunday, April the 8th, 2018, and tonight we will be having a conversation about Recharge You. And just to give some information about exactly what the word recharge means, freshen up, recreate, refresh, regenerate, rejuvenate, repair, renew, restore, revitalize. So often in life, it's typical for us to have a huge to-do list, responsibilities, and people that are depending on us. But in order to serve anyone from a place of peace and rest, we have to make sure that we recharge our own batteries before we go out and save the world. So that's why we're having this conversation on tonight, because we want to be able to bring you some tools so that you'll be able to make sure that you are recharged, so that you'll be able to rise up from that place of stress, that place of being burnt out, that place of being tired for what seems like no reason, but really it's because we've burnt the candle at both ends. So tonight we are going to have a special guest on. Her name is Chere Goode. She is a recharge specialist, and I'm going to take a moment to read her bio. But before I do that, I first want to welcome those who have never tuned into the broadcast. I want to thank you for showing up and being here on tonight, and I pray that the conversation blesses you. For those who are returning, I thank you for coming back on and spending your Sunday night with us. And I also pray that you are blessed by the conversation. So Chere Goode is the founder and CEO of Total Harmony Enterprises. She is a wife, she's a mother, she's a caregiver, and she's also the creator of the annual Recharge Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo. Goode has been a licensed practical nurse for the past 26 years. She is a #1 Amazon best-selling author, speaker, and wellness coach, as well as an American Heart and Stroke Association ambassador / spokesperson. Known as the Recharge Strategist, Goode teaches professional women strategies for self-care to recharge their mental, physical, and emotional batteries for success in life and in business. Her teaching also emphasized the importance of self to enrich one's life. Goode has been featured on ABC, Dr. Oz, Wendy Williams, Baltimore's TV 25, Good Day Baltimore on Fox 45, Society Moms, TV, Radio 1, WOLB Radio, the Baltimore Times, and has received numerous awards and government citations for tenacity in business. Most recently, she was awarded one of Baltimore's 2016 Women of Passion, Poise and Purpose by the Baltimore Times. Goode's expertise in the areas of recharge strategies, stress management, self-care, and heart disease prevention has touched the lives of many all over the world. So we want to welcome Ms. Chere Goode to the Conversations broadcast. Welcome, Chere.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome.
Honored to be here.
You're welcome. We're honored to have you. So, and thank you for coming on, and I'm looking forward to you actually, because I know this is a topic that everyone can benefit from. It's not a woman issue. It's not a male issue. It's a family issue individually that we can all benefit from having some tools so that we can fight this burnout and fight this fatigue and different things that come up when we burn the candle at both ends. So if you can share with our listening audience some tools that they can use to ensure that they are recharging their batteries.
Sure. So definitely I love the fact that you said that, recharging is not just for any specific gender or age group, because even children need to recharge their batteries. And so you gave a couple of the definitions that I like to talk about for recharge. So what does it mean to recharge? It means that you're going to renew, refresh, repower, rejuvenate, re-energize, and realign your mind, your body, and your spirit so that you can reach total harmony. So all of us want to feel whole. We want to feel like we are accomplished, that we have it all together. But sometimes life presents a lot of roles and challenges, and then stress comes along, and all those things tend to wear us down, and they start to drain our internal batteries. So I often talk to my audiences about our gadgets. So we love our gadgets. We would never, ever think about letting our gadgets, go dead. So if we see that our cell phone is going down and that battery, you get in that red zone, and your batteries start to say you have 10% life left or 15% life left, that's a sense of urgency for us. So we will talk to a perfect stranger. We will go and talk to a perfect stranger and say, hey, do you have a charger? I need to plug in. My battery's about to die. And if our batteries do die out, that is the longest couple minutes until we can get some juice that we have in our lives. Sure. And so I urge us to take that same sense of urgency when it comes to recharging our internal batteries. because we start to die out as life takes place. So mentally, we start to become drained. Emotionally, we become drained just from things that happen, occurrences in life, past hurts, relationship issues, financially. It can be a burden on us. So even physically, we get fatigued because we're ripping and running. We all get the same 24 hours in a day, and sometimes that 24, we feel like we need 48, but, we all get the same amount of time in a day. And so we can become drained, and our batteries start to go down internally, and we end up in that red zone. So we need to take that same sense of urgency that we do for our gadgets when it comes to our internal health. And so that's why I encourage everyone to enrich your life. Take time for yourself. Don't just, pour into everybody else, because if your batteries are drained and your cup is empty, you can't pour into anyone else. Absolutely. And the goal is for each and every one of us to be at 100% all the time, because we want to be able to give the best version of ourselves to the world. So loving on yourself, performing self-care, the world tends to make us think that that's selfishness, but in all actuality, it's a necessity. And so tonight I just wanted to share some different ways that we can recharge ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally. And so I'll start with the mindset. So some of the things, 6 ways that you can recharge your mind for those who are taking notes. Number 1, getting proper rest. So it requires us to get at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep each night to allow our bodies to heal, rejuvenate, and to recharge. And then if you're a person that likes to take naps, 15-minute increments is suggested. Why? Because if you go over that 15-minute increment, so if you're going to take a nap, take it in like 15, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour nap. Don't cut off the 15-minute cycle, because then you're taking your body into the next realm of sleep, and then you're wondering why you're more exhausted when you wake up. So recharging your mind, requires that you get adequate rest and listen to yourself. If your body says to lay down, don't be afraid to do that. Naps can be very, very beneficial. Number 2, the second way to recharge your mind is to take in what you want your life to reflect. So, you know how they say you are what you eat. Well, you are what you feed your mind. You believe the things that you feed your mind. So take in the things you want your life to reflect. We want our lives to reflect positivity and success and happiness and total harmony. And so we have to take in things that's going to fuel the desire that we have for this positive lifestyle. So, things like little quotes you can pin up in your home and say, things that speak positivity to yourself. Like, hey, you are enough the way you are. Today is going to be a great day. Speak life into yourself. Number 3, schedule yourself on your calendar. So this is a big one. Whether you're using your cell phone to put your appointments on, or whether you're just, someone like me, I like to write it because I'm a visual person. So I'm constantly writing down everything I have to do on my schedule. But so often we don't put ourselves on our schedule. So we'll put out every single appointment, but we will not just pencil in or pen in ourselves for 10 minutes every single day. And sometimes that's all it takes to perform some self-care is just 10 minutes every single day. But in a little bit, I'll give you some ways that we can, get ourselves in on our calendar even if we're time compromised. So just making sure you're scheduling yourself on your calendar, not just your appointments. And that's going to require for you to make some changes and love on yourself enough to perform that self-care and make the necessary changes in the way that you view and you treat yourself. Because if you don't feel like you're worth that time, you'll never, ever take that time to recharge. You'll never take the time for self-care. But remembering that you are your most prized possession is a necessity. Number 4, to recharge your mind, deep breathing exercises. So I do an exercise often where I have my audiences inhale in through their nose to a 3 count and exhale out of their mouth. And so when you're doing these deep breathing exercises, what you're doing is you're allowing more oxygen to your brain, which is going to allow for clearer thought processes. Not only does it give you a clearer thought process, but it also relaxes you. It releases toxins from your body when you exhale. It boosts your energy levels and your stamina. And also it massages your organs, and it also aids in the regeneration of cells, which is important for healing, your body's healing process. So deep breathing exercises is another way to recharge your mind. Another way to recharge your mind is creative visualization exercises. So I call that a mini mental vacation. So what that means is you visualize yourself outside of whatever problems or stresses that you may have, and you take yourself wherever you feel the most comfortable, relaxed, happy. So I do an exercise oftentimes in my workshops where I play some Bob Marley, and I have my audiences to continue with the deep breathing exercises as I walk them through a visualization exercise where they actually put themselves in Jamaica, and they actually feel the sand on their feet, and they feel the breeze blowing, and they hear the water rushing across the shore, and it helps to relax you and rejuvenate you, and it actually helps you to clock out mentally from whatever stresses are going on at that time. So I encourage folks, hey, if you're having a stressful day, just imagine yourself being somewhere else. And it only takes a couple minutes, and you can imagine yourself somewhere that brings you peace and joy and happiness, and that will help to recharge your mind. Last but not least, to recharge your mind, stay in the moment. Stay in the moment, and that's one of the hardest things for us to do because we are a very, very busy society. Everybody has something to do. We're all ripping and running. But sometimes just staying in the moment means that we're going to sit still and do nothing. Even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes each day, just take a seat and just recognize the fact that you're alive to get a do-over to fix whatever it is that you didn't like about the day before. And so we don't keep still enough. And when we keep still, we oftentimes find the answers to our questions or the answers to our problems that we may have. So that's recharging of your mind. Next, we're going to move to recharging your body because we said we're focusing on a total person, mind, body, and spirit. So recharging your body, I'm going to give you 4 ways to recharge your body. So the first one is to avoid energy-zapping foods and beverages. And so we call those foods crap. And then you're going to replace that crap with crow. So what does crap mean? Crap stands for chemically refined, altered, processed foods. So any of those foods that are prepackaged where all you got to do is just throw it in the microwave or just open it up and start eating it, all those things are high in salt or sodium and also sugar a lot of times. So they're crap. They have no nutritional value, but we eat them because they're quick and they're convenient. But we're trying to avoid those foods because they give you a false sensation of high energy, and they make you feel like you're full, but later on they have, as they break down, they actually have no nutritional value. And then you're going to eat crow. What does crow mean? Crow is your clean, your raw, organic, and whole foods. So those have nutritional value for you. They're actually beneficial to your body. They keep you recharged longer than the crap does, and you feel a sense of well-being when you're eating those foods. Number 2, exercise daily. So it is advised that you exercise at least 30 minutes a day. And when you exercise, you're releasing those feel-good hormones, those endorphins that keep you happy and make you feel so good. So sometimes we may drag ourselves to the gym or we're like, I don't feel like exercising. But you ever notice how when you get there, you feel so good after you're finished and you want that euphoric feeling again? Exercise is beneficial for recharging your body, and it also can work towards benefiting your mind as well. Number 3, stay hydrated. So a lot of times we're feeling zapped throughout the day. By staying hydrated, drinking at least 64 fluid ounces of water every single day, it helps to lubricate your organs. So our largest organ is our skin. So if we are recharging our body, then we want to take care of our organs. And water is lubrication for our bodies, and especially our skin. So I liken it to a car. So you would never drive around in your vehicle without gas or oil. Why? Because you know it's going to break down. And your vehicle needs those lubricants. It needs those liquids, those fluids, in order to continue to run. Well, the same thing for our bodies. Without water, you're going to feel drained. You're going to feel fatigued. You're going to feel, you may have other things like headaches and things like that let you know your body really needs to be hydrated. So staying hydrated is very essential to recharging your body. And then last but not least, to recharge your body, number 4, listen to your body. So often our body gives us warning signs that something either is not right or that we need to do something, and we ignore it. So now is the time to start listening to your body. If your body tells you that something's not right, then 9 times out of 10 there is something that is not right. So we need to make sure that we're listening to our body and not ignore the signs that our body gives us. A couple things also I wanted to mention as far as, exercising, making sure, ladies, if your waist size is over 35 inches, and men, if your waist size is over 40 inches, you're increasing or doubling your risk of a heart attack or a stroke. And so that's why exercise is so important. Not only does it reduce stress due to the endorphins being released, but it also is beneficial for your heart health. And stress, when you're stressed out, cortisol is dumped directly into the belly. And so belly fat is what leads to the heart attacks and the strokes. So making sure that we are, keeping our bodies in shape, making sure we're exercising, releasing those hormones, but also protecting our heart and knowing our numbers so that we can do the best things we can do to stay around for a long time. So that's how you're going to be recharging your body. Also, your body tells you, I liken it to the light, the traffic light. So you have the red light, the yellow light, and the green light. And so we all are going through this rat race called life, and we have to pay attention to the signs that our body gives us when it's time to stop, slow down, or go full speed ahead. So when you're not getting that adequate rest, when you're not exercising, your body starts to break down. Stress is directly related to our immune system. So your immune system starts to wear down. And so at first you may be full speed ahead, your battery's on 100%, but then as you start to neglect yourself, you're not eating nutritious meals, you're not getting that proper rest, you're feeling stressed out, you're overworked and under-rested, your body starts to give you little signs like, maybe now tag every little illness that comes around at the job, or if you're walking around and next thing you know you're catching everything everybody else has, that is a sign that your body is starting to wear down, and so you start to get in that yellow zone and you start to slow down. Also things like fatigue. If you sit down and you're starting to fall asleep just because you sit down, then that means your body is telling you you need to rejuvenate, you need to recharge. And then last but not least, if you don't slow down when your body gives you those warning signs, your body is going to shut down involuntarily, whether you want it to or not. So we want you all around for a very long time. So I always say, just like your computer, you would never, ever think about letting your computer just run without a cool down or shutdown period. Why? Because if you just let it run, guess what? Number one, it's not going to function properly. And number two, it's going to overheat and it's going to shut down whether you want it to or not. So it's not going to be beneficial to anyone. Same thing with our bodies. If we don't listen to the signs that our body gives us that it's time to slow down and, take care of ourselves and have a cool down period and a rebooting period, then the same thing is going to happen. Our bodies will shut down involuntarily, and then we're no good to anybody else. Remember in the beginning we talked about all the roles that we play in life. Well, guess what? We can give to everyone else, but if we're not fully functioning, we're not able to perform any of those roles that we have. So I'm going to move on now to our last topic is recharge your spirit. Recharge your spirit. And then I'm also going to give you some ways to de-stress in 5 minutes or less, because we know we are a time-conscious society. Everybody's ripping and running. Everybody says they don't have time to take care of themselves and they don't have time to recharge. I'm going to give you some ways at the end to de-stress in 5 minutes or less. So 6 ways to recharge your spirit. Number 1, let go of the small stuff. So there are some things in life that we just can't control. So if you can't control it, you can't change it, forget it. And that's easier said than done, I know. But sometimes we are just a petty society, and we worry about things that have no real value the next 10 minutes of our lives. So if it really does not add value or deplete value from your life, then let it go. Number 2, let go of the past. So stop staying stuck in the rut of anger, holding on to every little thing that everyone has ever done to you in your past. Because there are some people, 20 years later, she stepped on my foot 20 years ago and she didn't say, I'm sorry. So people hold on, and you're angry, and that's stressful. Holding on to the past is very stressful. That anger consumes you. It hurts you, not the other person. So we think we're hurting somebody else because we're holding on to that anger, when in effect we're adversely affecting our own selves and our health. So it's time to freely forgive, free yourself, use that energy to live, because the next second of life is not promised. I didn't say the next minute, I said the next second. The next second of life is not promised. Stop wasting it by holding on to the past. Number 3, infuse color in your life. Color, yes. Colors can have an impact on your mood and on your spirit. So just to give you a couple examples of colors and how colors affect you, if you are in a bad mood, you don't want to pick out your dark, gloomy colors. Or if you're feeling depressed or you're feeling sad, you want to pick out bright colors that's going to exude energy and make you feel alive and make you feel energized. So, it's been recommended, like if someone's trying to lose weight, it's been recommended that you eat on a smaller blue plate because dark blue tends to suppress the mood. So someone who is suffering with depression wants to stay away from dark blues. Yet if you're someone who, you want to cheer yourself up, you want to use bright colors like yellow, orange. They are colors about youthfulness and happiness and energy, warmth and cheer. Red can be a color of love, energy, passion, but it also can have the effect of anger. So you have to know how colors affect your mood and choose the colors that will let off the energy that you want to let off that day. Just like black. Black can have both. Black can have the purpose of being evil, but it also can be a sense of strength and power and boldness and richness. So just knowing how you feel when you wear those colors actually will have an impact. The color green, I love the color green, especially if you're upset or you're feeling anxious or you're feeling stressed. You want to use green because it's a color all about balance and restfulness and anti-anxiety, helping you to relax. That's why it's recommended that you walk outside when you're doing your deep breathing exercises. Take a brisk walk outside. Not only are you getting fresh air and more oxygen to your lungs when you're doing your deep breathing, but you're also taking in all of the bright colors from the trees, the greenery from the trees that help you to calm down. So colors have a huge impact. If you're seeking peace in your life, go into a room that's a white room or put on white. That's a color all about peace. So that was just a couple examples of how colors can impact your mood, and that's how colors can recharge your spirit. Number 4, be the positive person that walks in the room. So I laugh because years ago I can recall, you couldn't walk into your mama or your grandmama's house and not speak, right? You better not ever think about not walking in the room and speaking. But nowadays people don't even speak to one another. So you be the person that walks in the room and become that glimpse of light and hope. Walk in the room with a bright smile and be the person that exudes the energy in the room and helps others to feel better about themselves. So sometimes, you never know what the next person is going through. But if you walk in with that bright smile and you're saying good morning, hello, your positive, recharged spirit is going to wear off on somebody else. So be that positive person that walks in the room, because now your energy is going to wear off on someone else, and guess what? It's going to bounce back, and you're going to be feeling positive throughout your day. Number 5, be still. So silence is golden. Sitting in silence, it actually helps you to relax. It helps you to reflect. It helps you to problem solve. It calms your spirit, and it helps you to appreciate the good things in your life, your accomplishments, the fact that you're even alive to get a do-over, to fix the things that you don't like, or figure out things that maybe you didn't understand. Last but not least, number 6 way to recharge your spirit is to quiet your inner critic. So when you quiet your inner critic, you're going to recognize that self-care is not selfishness. You're going to recognize that you are enough just the way you are. You're going to love yourself with all your imperfections, because they're the things that make you uniquely you. So often, we look at our own flaws, but it's something that somebody else may love about us. And we look at ourselves and we're so critical, but we're all uniquely made, and so we have to learn to be appreciative of that. When you quiet your inner critic, you'll appreciate that. Be vulnerable. Live your life, not the life that somebody else has mapped out for you. Live the life that you want to live. Live with a passion for things that make you happy and fulfilled. Dream big and then work hard towards those dreams. And your reality is what you make it. So be courageous enough to go after whatever it is that you want in this life. So just a quick recap on all the information I just shared on recharging your mind, your body, and your spirit. Number 1, stress is the silent killer, and it occurs when our demands are greater than our ability to meet them. It's important that we manage our stress effectively, because 1 in 3 women die. That's 1 woman every 80 seconds dies from heart disease or stroke. So managing our stress, performing self-care, recharging our internal batteries is a necessity. It's not an option. Number 3, our bodies give us warning signals when stress is taking over and we need to recharge. Again, self-care is a necessity, not an option. Number 4, deep breathing exercises, creative visualization exercises, and infusing color in your life are all effective tools in reducing stress and recharging your internal batteries. Number 5, last but not least, you are worth doing the self-care and the self-work. Accept who you are as enough, but be courageous enough to recognize the areas where you need to make changes in your life. Be passionate about being the best possible you. Because remember, the goal is for you to be at 100% and go full speed ahead in presenting the best recharged version of yourself to the world. And so as I promised, I was going to give you some ways to de-stress in 5 minutes or less, and then we'll see if anyone has any questions. So de-stressing in 5 minutes or less is possible. So number 1, you can run your wrist under cold water. So when you're in the bathroom and you've used the bathroom, you have to wash your hands anyway. So after you've washed your hands with warm water or hot water, then just turn the cold water on and run your wrist under. It actually helps to reduce anger, stress, and it helps to reduce anxiety. Why? Because your nerve endings are right there on your wrist, and so it helps to calm you and relax you. Also, ladies, it's good for you if you're menopause, and it helps to cool your body off quicker. Just another tidbit. Number 2, eating dark chocolate. So don't eat a whole lot of chocolate and come back and say the recharge strategist told you to eat chocolate, now you're gaining weight. No. Be very, very, just eat small portions of dark chocolate. It has anti-anxiety agents in it, and so it can help to calm you and relieve some stress. Number 3, take that brisk walk. So use your lunch break, or after work, before work. Walk a lap around the block. Just breathe and take in some extra oxygen and enjoy the scenery. Number 4, drink green tea. Green tea has been known to calm you and also relieve some anxiety as well. Number 5, eat mangoes. Mangoes has a chemical in it called linalool, and what that linalool does is it helps to reduce anxiety, stress, and so mangoes is a good source of that. Number 6, if you have the luxury of having a window at work, use that window to your benefit and look at the greenery outside. Even if you're someone in your home, you could always just place a chair and just stare out at the greenery. It's going to help to calm you. It's going to lower your blood pressure. It's going to relieve some anxiety and some stress as well. Number 7, roll a ball across your feet, the bottom of your foot. So you can use a baseball or a a baseball or a golf ball or a tennis ball, and you take your shoe off and you just roll your foot back and forth on the ball. And what that does, you're giving yourself a mini reflexology session, and all the nerves in your feet actually lead to organs in your body. So it's been known that it helps to reduce stress. It also reduces some aches and pains in your body. So if you have a headache, you want to focus on your big toe, and that actually helps to, those nerves lead to your head, and your big toe leads to your head. And so it actually helps to relieve maybe headaches, anxiety, stress, and it also helps to lower your blood pressure. So that's something that's very simple and inexpensive. All of these are things you can do in 5 minutes or less to reduce stress and recharge. Number 8, listen to soothing music. So whatever genre of music that you really enjoy, that really relaxes you and helps you to feel relaxed or either energized or make you feel happy, put that music on, and it actually can alter your mood. And I have 2 more. Number 9, light a candle. So 2 effects that it's going to have. Candles tend to help us to focus because a lot of times we look at the light from the candle, so it helps us to just relax, and we're looking at the light from the candle. You can actually turn the other lights off if you have a candle on. And then also you get aromatherapy. So choose a scent that helps you to relax or ignites your senses and makes you feel good. So you get a 2-for-1 kind of thing. You get the lighting effect, and it sets a mood for a room that's relaxing and calming, and then also the scent that comes off of it. Another thing you can use for that, if you don't want to do a candle, are the diffusers. And you can put your essential oils in there, and they have things like lavender and chamomile that actually help to relax you. If you want to be energized, like in the mornings, you can use your shower gels that actually help to wake you up and spark your energy, like your orange, your citrusy flavors. You can use those to help energize you and recharge you in the mornings, or you can also put them in your diffuser as well. And then last but not least, if you're a person that believes in a higher source, prayer. because it helps to give a sense of faith. It helps us to, kind of throw your burdens on someone else to help you to realize that you're not in this struggle called life all on your own. So I'm wrapping up now, and I wanted to thank you, Deborah, for having me on today's show.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. I got so many notes. So those who are tuned in, and actually I know some people are probably taking notes themselves, but those who are connected to the Conversations That Fuel Your Journey Facebook page, I try to get as many of the notes there on the event as possible, so you can always refer back to that with all the meaty content that Chere shared on tonight. Thank you so much. You are so I think welcome. One of the things that you said, and I think that is key, is these should be a part of our regular practice, and not, a lot of times we only react when something flares up in our lives, when we get a report from the doctor about something, or when something starts to break down. And if we, live from a standpoint of being proactive and implement all these things that you've shared with us on tonight, then we're, like you said, we're stay at that 100%. Or near that 100%.
Yeah, so, we tend to think that we have to wait for annual vacations or summer vacations to recharge our batteries. But no, by then it may be too late. Your health could already be adversely affected. You already may be burned out before you get to that vacation. So why not do the mini mental vacations that we talked about? Why not recharge your batteries every single day, even if it's just 10 minutes just to relax or do something that you enjoy to love on yourself and perform some self-care?
Yeah. And it's not selfish. It's a necessity.
Exactly.
That was one of the things that you said. We need to say that again. It's not selfish. It's a necessity, because we put on our capes and we think we're going to, hold the family down or save the world, be the 100% at work or whatever other roles that we play, but we can't be that 100% if we don't implement these things. So thank you again so much for sharing those things. We do have some callers on the line, and I do want to allow time for, like you mentioned before, if anyone has a question or a comment that they'd like to share with Chere or myself, please press *6 on your phone, and you'll be entered into the conference line, and we'll be able to receive you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Keisha calling from Charleston, South Carolina.
Hey, Miss Keisha, how are you?
Fine. How are y'all?
Good.
I just want to say that she gave some awesome information. I mean, some tools and techniques that I'm using tonight, even before I go to bed. Because I realize that sometimes we are dealing with stress and we don't even realize that we're dealing with stress.
Hi.
And that's grandbaby. But and I realize even when you say how the body breaks down when you're under stress, you start picking up germs and things like that. So I'm going to be a lot more mindful of the stress, usually from other people, that I'm taking on. And so I just want to thank you for that, and thank you for the tips that you gave.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, it's because we can't see stress. We see the end result of stress. And so that's why we don't act as soon as we probably should, because you can't see stress. The stress is actually like a slow poison being dripped into our bodies. If you think about an IV and it slowly drips, that's how stress is. It slowly drips, but over time it has an adverse effect on our health. So definitely have to manage the way that we are, manage ourselves and make sure we're performing that self-care so that stress doesn't completely take over.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your comments, Keisha. I'm glad that it's blessing you so far.
It is. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have a question? Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I was going to say another thing that we tend to forget is that, we always think about, we have to prepare for our next day, and we have to prepare for waking up for our job the next day, or things that we have to do and things we have to accomplish and our task. But we never think about the fact that we need to prepare for sleep. So do you prepare and plan for sleep? And what I mean by that is, do you go and make your place of sleep simply that type of place? Because sometimes folks say, I can't sleep. I don't have a restful night's sleep, or I keep waking up, or I'm tossing and turning. So you have to actually set the mood for your sleep environment. So is your environment for sleep, is it one that's cool? Because it's noted that you sleep better if you sleep in a cool environment. Is it dark? Because your melatonin is a chemical that's released in your body during sleep. But if there's light, like from your cell phone, like the light from that cable box, if you're sleeping with the TV on, if there's a light shining in your window, all those things can have an impact on how you sleep and how you rest. You may not be getting a restful night's sleep. You may be in the bed, but you're not actually resting. And that can have an impact on how you feel the next day. So just encouraging that. Also, it's been noted that sleeping naked actually is more beneficial for your health than sleeping with clothes on, because your body is working in your sleep. we don't realize it, but your body is healing itself. It's rejuvenating itself. Your oil glands are working in the sleep. So people like with dry skin, try sleeping without clothes on, because when your oil glands are working, instead of the fabric or the clothes that you may be wearing in your sleep, getting all the oils, your body actually can function and the oils can stay within your skin. So it's things just like that, sleeping maybe with a fan or with a humidifier on, that can actually help to, with your breathing process, to help you get a more restful night's sleep as well. So just a couple of tidbits to help people. We have to prepare for sleep. Don't go in your sleep place, whether it's in your bedroom, wherever you sleep, don't go get in the bed and then turn the TV on, because now you're confusing your brain. Your brain should know that, hey, oh boy, it's time to rest because we're going to this place. But if you confuse your mind by taking work to bed, and reading in bed and eating in bed and watching television, you're confusing your brain. So it's noted you have to do something or see something 7 times in order for your brain to adjust to that new idea. So, try going to your room, your bedroom, your bed, and make that a place for sleep, so that your brain is not confused, your mind is not confused about what you're there for. And then if you're laying there for 15 minutes and you're still not asleep, it's suggested that you get up and maybe do another activity, or you can take in some protein, like a scoop of peanut butter, to help you get sleepy. And then when you do get sleepy, go back and get in the bed.
Wow. Wow, those are great points. Thank you. I'm like, oh, my goodness. I can so relate to all of that, because, it was one point, years ago when I was going through a difficult time, and I slept. Well, that was the only way that I could sleep at that point, with the TV on. But it was playing positive things, like you said, putting positive things in my spirit. But one thing I noticed recently, within the last few months, is I had my blinds open, because where I'm living now, I have this beautiful tree scenery that I can see from my bed. So I was keeping my blinds open, but the moon and everything was shining in. And I realized that was keeping me from having productive sleep. So that along with the humidifier, I can relate to as well. When the air is dry and it's warm, I have trouble sleeping. But I find that, like you said, when it's cool, and I don't like to be cold, but when it's cool, not too hot, not too cold, I find that I get some good sleep in. And a humidifier is just the icing on the cake, if you have one of those, the coolness humidifiers. So
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, you can even do things like put your diffuser on and have, like I said, like the lavender, like the chamomile, scents that are going to actually help you to relax before you go to bed. You could even play soft music to help relax you. But so often people take their computers to bed, and then, your body is saying, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. She's in this bed, but I don't know whether I'm supposed to be working or sleeping. So, have a regimen, and we don't think about that. We don't think, okay, I need to prepare for sleep. We never think about that. We prepare for everything else, but sleep is one of the most important things that our body does. You lose weight in your sleep. You actually recharge and rejuvenate in your sleep. Your body heals itself. Your muscles repair themselves in your sleep. So the sleep experience is one that's very, very important.
Wow. So those are on the call. You heard that. Set the atmosphere in your bedroom. It's very important. Wow. Thank you so much.
Even the colors of the wall.
Oh, really?
Even the colors of the wall can have an impact on your rest experience.
Oh,
so it should be a peaceful setting, a peaceful environment. So you want to do like your grays, not bright, vibrant colors, because again, colors have an impact on your mood. So when you walk into your room, it shouldn't be so bright that now you're wide awake.
Waking you up.
Colors, it should be colors that calm you, soothe you, like earthy tones that help to relax you.
Awesome. Is there anybody else on the line that has a question or comment or aha moment that they like to share? You can press *6 on your phone. You'll be entered into the conference line.
Hey, Dee, it's Jackie.
Hey, Miss Jackie. How you doing?
All right. Hey, Chere, how are you?
Hello. How are you? Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, sure. It was very informative. I really got a lot out of it, especially the part about preparing for bed. I never really looked at it like that, like prepare for bed. That is definitely a new notion. Definitely prepare for work, prepare for all other types of things, but never really say to yourself, prepare for bed. So that was very interesting concept that I have to try to adapt, and it was just very, very good. Very good.
Thank you so much.
Excellent, Jackie. I'm glad you were able to glean that from that, and I hope doing that helps you. Is there anybody else? Yes, and thank you for joining. It's good to hear your voice.
You too.
If there's anybody else on the line that have a question or comment, please press *6 on your phone. You'll be entered into the conference. So we are at 9:45. So, Chere, I'm going to give you a few minutes to share. I know you have your conference coming up. So if you want to share about that, that's important for you to share, and anything else you think will be beneficial for those who are tuned in or those who will listen to the replay.
Sure. So this coming Saturday, April the 14th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., I will be hosting the 8th Annual Recharge Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo. I started this expo 8 years ago as a dedication to my dad, who died at 59 years old from a massive heart attack in his sleep on Thanksgiving Day. And so because of his death and the way that he died, a massive heart attack, and that tragic call we got, I am now predisposed to heart disease. And so I serve as an ambassador and spokesperson for the American Heart and Stroke Association for those very reasons. I've been a nurse for 27 years, and so I see the end result of people not performing self-care, people not knowing the numbers, and not recharging their internal batteries. And so that's my initiative. Each year I host this free Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo in the Baltimore area. It's going to be at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Pikesville, Maryland. Like I said, it's totally free. It's a family-friendly environment, so you can bring your kids. You don't have to get a babysitter. We do free health screenings. We do free massages. We have speakers. We have breakout sessions. We work out in the morning with 3 instructors, and then we have a panel, like celebrity panel, a powerhouse panel that we have this year. So I'm super excited, and it's totally free. If anyone wants to look at the website, it's rechargenow2018.eventbrite.com. rechargenow2018.eventbrite.com. Also, if you'd like to learn more about what I do, and also you can take the Recharge quiz on my website for free. It's totalharmonyenterprises.com. totalharmonyenterprises.com. And then just follow me on all your social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of them. I am Chere M. Goode, Chere, the letter M as in money, and then the word good with an E on the end. So Chere M. Goode, no spaces. And please follow me. I would love to be connected with you, and I'm always sharing different information about health and wellness. And I also do a woman's recharge brunch every quarter. So I do a quarterly recharge brunch. And it's relevant, real women, relevant topics, robust conversations. And so our next one is going to be June the 9th on the Spirit of Baltimore Cruises. We're going to do an all-white recharge women's brunch. And so you get your buffet. We're going to have a buffet while we cruise across the water. There's a DJ with music, and then we have a photographer who's going to do a photo session for each of the ladies. So each lady will get at least a headshot on the upper deck of the cruise. So it's going to be a fun time, just a way to step away from everything and just love on ourselves a little bit. Because women, we take care of everybody else, but we oftentimes neglect ourselves or put ourselves last on the plate. And so we're trying to make sure that women especially are taking care of themselves because, as I mentioned, one woman dies every 80 seconds from a heart attack or heart disease. So, and that's because women, we take a lot on. We put a lot on our shoulders. We're typically the ones that are making sure that our man's okay, making sure our kids are okay, and we want to do everything else, and we won't even stop long enough to even have a heart attack. So there was a commercial out recently that said, the lady, she's having a heart attack, and they're saying, like the signs for women is different. Yeah, she didn't have time to have her heart attack. So she's they showed the commercial, and she's in the middle of this heart attack. But she's cleaning the house, she's packing the baby bags, she's doing all these things to make sure everybody else is okay, but she was in the middle of a heart attack. And especially for women, our symptoms are not the same as men. So for women, we may not get that crushing chest pain. That's typically a sign that men get. So for women, we get jaw pain. We may have back pain. We may have, other signs that we're having a heart attack, and we're ignoring them because we're thinking it's something else. So we really need to just get in the know about the signs, especially for women. So you can go to, I believe it's it's heart.org to find out the other symptoms for women for heart disease. So, again, thank you so much for having me on your platform. I'm going to shut up because I know our time is running out.
No, this is awesome. Thank you so much. This is
you're welcome.
What you're doing is really needed. We need more platforms that address these issues and are skilled. You being a nurse, being skilled and being able to you've gone through different processes with different patients. You've seen things. You've been skilled on trained and everything, so you're able to speak from a professional point of view as well as your heartfelt stance with why you're doing this. So may God continue to bless the work that you're doing. It's awesome. I see it as I know it's your passion, but to me it's also ministry because it's also something that fits the needs of the people. So
thank you so much.
You are welcome. So continue to be a blessing, and everybody make note of those of her expo, which is next Saturday, and attend if you can. That brunch, it sounds wonderful. I might have to see. That's my birthday month, so I might have to add that to my list.
Yeah, we can celebrate you. We'll celebrate you on there.
What's that now? What's that?
I forgot to mention I have a new book coming out this summer.
Okay.
It's called Recharge, 30 Ways to Enrich Your Life Through Self-Care. So it's Recharge, Mind, Body, and Spirit, 30 Ways to Enrich Your Life Through Self-Care. So please follow me on all your social media so you can see when I'm going to launch that book. It should be out it will be out this summer. I'm not going to say should be. It will be because I'm halfway finished it. So it will be out this summer.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that as well.
Thank
you.
I
will definitely keep my eye out for that and make sure that, that's also noted and everybody can take advantage of that when it does get released. So thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you.
If nobody else has any questions or comments, I just want to give the announcements. For those who normally tune in, you know that we gather together on the first and the third Sunday of each month. The month of April was a little slightly different due to the Easter holiday. We will meet again on Sunday, April the 22nd, 2018, and directly in alignment with this topic as well, we're going to be talking about choosing grace over grind. And our special guest for that day or that evening will be Mrs. Chere Bynes. She's the founder and chief igniter of the Kingdom-Driven Entrepreneur Community. So we are looking forward to that. For those who are on the line tonight, if you can notate your calendar and make plans to join us. For those who are listening to the replay, we hope that you will join us on our next gathering, which is, again, Sunday, April the 22nd, 2018 at 9 p.m., same place. And I want to close out with some announcements. We, for those who are not aware, we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a YouTube page, and it's all under the title Conversations That Fuel Your Journey. And Conversations That Fuel Your Journey is a community/platform where we bring you engaging and empowering topics and conversations that will do just that, fuel your journey. One thing I wanted to add as far as recharging, and one of the things that you can do is taking time, when you're taking time for yourself, journal the things that you're feeling, because a lot of the times the things that we hold inside, they cause the stress that rises up and therefore causes the issues with our body. So I recently released a reflection journal where it contains scriptures and multiple pages for you to record your thoughts. You can use it for your prayer, your devotional, or your planning time, whether you want to keep it as a dream book, a vision book. That reflection journal is $17. You can see more about the journal on my pages on Instagram and Facebook. On Facebook, I'm under Debreda D. Sally, and on Instagram, you can find me as D Life Mentor Coach. My website also is www.dlifementor.com, and I will be happy to connect with those I'm not already connected to. And for the journal, it is available at an introductory pre-order rate of $17. It's a beautiful journal, and I'm not saying that just because it was created by me, but but it is very beautiful. I love it, and I love to journal because, I personally, my experience was that if I had not journaled the way that I did years ago, I think journaling was part of the things outside of God that saved my life, because we are all different. Some of us tell everybody what's on our mind. Some of us hold things in, and I was always the individual that would hold things in. So journaling, I have so many journals from years ago. So journaling is another opportunity for you to prepare, to wind down, to get those thoughts out of your head onto paper. And you can order it at www.paypal.me/TheAbundantLifeCoach/ and enter the number 17. It's available for pre-order today. So I'm going to wrap it up. If nobody has any further questions or comments, Chere, I know I said thank you a couple times before, but thank you so much for joining us on tonight.
You
really gave us some meaty information, and I'm going to go to the page and make sure that I've made all the notes that I was able to take as I was trying to keep up with you. And I'm going to make sure everything is there. And we will keep an eye out for your book, and I'm going to look at my schedule and see if I'm able to stop by on Saturday, because I've been planning to come for a couple of years and haven't gotten there yet. But hopefully I can stop through on Saturday.
Oh, hopefully you can, and we'll make sure we reach out.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you again for joining us, and hopefully you can tune in at another time to the calls that we have. And have a wonderful and blessed week, everyone.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.